It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll see the Buccaneers' rocket-armed quarterback. He's coming in well-rested off the bye week. It's the Buccaneers and the Panthers. And it's coming up next on Madden NFL 23.
We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Alongside my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Glad to be enjoying another week of football. And Charles, this is a contest that should make a former defender like yourself very happy, that's for sure, because we got a pair of top 5 defenses in the NFL squaring off, and opportunities to score, well, they figured to be extremely limited.
And partner, you know my smile is wide because this is a lot of fun for a guy like me to watch, as you noted. And if there's something else that we both know that these teams take pride in, it's how well their defense have done at controlling games and putting them in a position to win. Something else they're proud of, though, how high they rank in the league. And they're trying to use this game to move up in those rankings and become the top defense in the league.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
But when I reviewed last week's game and saw the 4 touchdown passes that he threw, I thought about you during the Turkey Bowl last year.
Yeah,
you guys
right.
had the same stats, except he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award with his.
Well, he got touchdowns. I got picks. Watching the film with you, and we thought it was a good performance in person, obviously was, but you thought even better on tape. It was really something to watch.
Yeah, what I loved was how he spread it around. A lot of people involved in the passing offense. 4 touchdown passes culminated it.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Kennedy. And this is going to be incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer. He just dropped the pass. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
So here are the Panthers backed up to start their initial drive. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you've really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. The Panthers at 8-1 on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell. But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, grab that dagger play, grab that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
On second down, McCaffrey. They're still about 3 yards shy. We're looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Over the middle, complete. That's Anderson. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Up the gut, Fournette. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
In preseason, we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills. And, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. It's a Carolina 1st down on a gain of 16. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Christian McCaffrey with career touchdown number 70. And the Panthers have taken a 2-touchdown lead. Gonzalez to add the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's finished off by a receiving touchdown from Christian McCaffrey. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So out come the Bucs now. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. On 1st and 10, Kennedy. It's caught by Mike Evans. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Kennedy. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. To throw on 2nd down. Kennedy looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off, and he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick six. And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Take it in at the 3. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. You don't want to. No, but let me finish. Okay, my bad. You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination. I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy. Looking to throw on second down. Kennedy. With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Over the middle to Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener. And it was the visiting Bucs who came away victorious, so they'll look to claim the season series with a win here in Tampa. Back to throw again. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone and unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this will stay a 3-touchdown game. And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play? And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where you see the final score there. Desmond Ridder leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year. From there, we head north to Minnesota. Check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And it's the visiting LA Chargers who are out in front. Justin Herbert with 2 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And that one's gone to the half with the visiting Broncos on top. 2 touchdown passes there for Russell Wilson. Now time for a check of the next-gen stats in the first half for Carolina. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there. Second half straight ahead from Raymond James Stadium. Both teams finishing up their halftime adjustments. So for the call, let's get back over to Tampa and rejoin Brandon and Charles. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they finally get to him out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 to the 46.
That's a tremendous start to the third quarter. These guys had their foot on the gas the entire first half. They continue to keep the accelerator down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16.
Sometimes I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On 2nd and 10, Corral. This is Anderson over the middle. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 27-yard line. No question that they're going to continue to look his way. 6 catches in the first half and now 7 on the game. On first down, this is McCaffrey. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. On 2nd and goal, Corral toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Terrace Marshall from 4 yards out. And the Panthers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that makes the score 28-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
To throw on second down. Kennedy dumps it off to Fournette. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They are in need of 6 yards here.
And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Robbie Anderson making his way back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Now, a quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Here's Johnny Hecker now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And they will take over 1st and 10. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because...
Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
The 2nd and 10 now as we roll along in the 3rd quarter from Tampa. On 2nd and 10, here's Corral. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. 36 yards. Here's Corral. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Terrace Marshall. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Panthers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Well, now how about this return? He's to midfield. He's at the 30. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Still down very big on the scoreboard, but a little feather in their cap here.
And it's a big-time play, and if you don't get energized after a kick return, well, then your team just doesn't have any spark. We'll find out if this is the start of a big comeback or just cosmetics as we go along.
Extra point up and good by Suckup. And the lead drops from 34 down to 27. And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. Back now in Tampa, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. And this offense on third down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants this lead to stay right where it is. And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Again, he'll drop to throw. Open man has got one. It's complete. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll look to throw again. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, 0 nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. And they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way, and plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Marshall. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 24-yard line. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
And the Panthers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more. Little insult to injury here late in the game. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams right there with them.
The run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they'll return home next week to take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans.